Alright. Bear with us for a minute. If y'all at home and you in the chat box, let me get a 1. Let me get a quick sound check right quick. Those watching, let me know if y'all can hear us loud and clear. Yo, Akio. Yeah. You already know we back live and direct. This is Israelite Vibes, man. I'm your host, Captain Tazaryach. Tonight I got my main man, Officer Bond, in the building. You understand? Big ups to everybody in here. If y'all can, listen, I need y'all to share this link. Get on Facebook. Get on all your social media. Share it. Captain Tazaryach couldn't make it tonight. I don't know if y'all know, but he on his way to Israel right now. Right now, you understand, he heading out there. It is a long-ass flight, too. He's going to be on that plane for, like, I want to say 14 to 16 hours. But there's a lot going on. If y'all can hear me loud and clear, hit me up. Throw some 1s in the chat box. If y'all got any questions or a comment, you can drop them in the chat box as well. So now, there's a lot going on right now in the world, as we stated before. And I got to touch on this topic, but I'm going to hit it from, like, at least 10 different angles over this national anthem, but it's deeper than the national anthem, y'all. You understand? It's deeper than not just, you understand, than disrespecting the so-called flag, because as General Muhammad brought out tonight, you're not disrespecting the flag. The flag doesn't know if it's being disrespected or not. The problem is you are disrespecting white supremacy. Sure. The problem is you are disrespecting every single one of these white people who want black and Hispanics subservient to them. They want you to be a good y'all. They want you to be a good slave, keep your head down and shut your mouth. And as a result, there is a racial divide that's taking place right now. I don't know if y'all know it. I don't know if y'all feel it. Officer Arias said it a while ago. It feels like there's no going back from this. And there is, you want to say something? There is no going back from this. Like, this is it. And as time goes on, oppression is going to increase. You understand? More and more white people, you're going to see their true colors. I wanted to share the video with y'all. I'm going to see if I still can. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to hear it. I got it on Facebook right now. I'm trying to pull it up. But I need y'all to take a look at this. I should be able to screen share it. Even if you can't hear it, I'll break it down while we talk about it. We're going to get to that one later. But as far as it goes with everything that's taking place with the whole national anthem, You have white people that are so disgruntled. Here's the video right here. I can't wait to play this joint. Hold on. We're going to go full screen and all. These white people are so mad at what's going on. They're burning season tickets. They're burning jerseys. They're burning everything, man. Why? Because they hate black and Hispanics who love black and Hispanics. You understand? Let me see if I could share this. I need y'all to see this, man. I don't know if y'all have seen it on Facebook already or what the deal is, but we're going to get it for y'all. Just bear with me 1 second. I want y'all to see this and just show you that there is a racial divide that's taking place right now, man. So he's a season ticket owner, says he's always been a fan of the NFL. You understand? Served in the Marine Corps, like that means anything. He fought for this because it means something if he fights for this country. It means something because this is his country. This is his land. This is not your land if you're black or Hispanic, man. You understand? Look at him burning the season passes. There's another redneck. Loves the flag. Loves America. Look at him. Burning all the memorabilia. All of it. Look at this devil right here. Playing the national anthem while it burns. Playing it. I was waiting for that flag to catch fire. Check this out.
Kneel down for the American flag, you piece of garbage, in another country too, and you're going to kneel down? Well, this is my protest to you, you freaking ball.
That's code word for nigga.
You should fire this guy. There's my Terrell Suggs jersey right there, and any other Raven that freaking kneels down is going right there in the pit too.
These cats right here, once again, goofball, any other Raven, he wanted to say nigga. You understand? He wanted to say it so bad, but he still hasn't embraced this racism all the way. You understand? So, yeah, please. You understand? Now, why? Why is all this happening? All this is happening because the Lord said that there would be race wars that would come to America. The Lord said that they would come into the earth, that peace would be taken from it, that every race, every nation would return onto their people. And it has to happen like that. That's why they're burning it. Right. You understand that? Because they love their people, and them kneeling is a disrespect to every single white man, woman, child in America. But here's the good news. It's a step in the right direction towards love for your own people. You understand? Now, it's not enough, though. You understand? Everybody should not only be taking a kneel like Colin Kaepernick did, they should be walking off the field like he did. Right. And watch this place crumble. You don't need that much to start a football field. You understand? Start a football game. You understand that you need bleachers? That's cheap for a millionaire. You need a patch of land and some paint for the damn grass so you know where the end zone is. Right. And you can sell your own damn tickets. Right. You understand? Why is it that we need them? We die. We want their finances so much, man. And I'm gonna bring out the stories. There's been such a racial divide in America that a biracial college student shares that she was disowned by her white mother for defending Colin Kaepernick. A petition was signed with 25 signatures. Oh my God. Damn. I just got an update on this story. Last time I checked it was 25,000 signatures. A petition to remove Ray Lewis's statue from the Ravens Stadium passes 60,000 signatures. We're going to get into that as well. You got hockey players who want to kneel for the national anthem now. Joel Ward, a brother. You understand? Listen, I know what y'all thinking. You understand? What is niggas doing playing hockey? This is what they don't tell you. Niggas invented hockey. The North American Indians in Canada, man. You understand? Black men. inside North America invented hockey. They don't tell you that. It says he may kneel for the national anthem. He needs to skate his black behind off that damn ice. You got the scripture I want? No sweat. When you got it, let me know. So now, with all this going on in the world today, what this is showing is that now more than ever, Black and Hispanics need to come together, but we need to come together under righteous leadership. You understand? That righteous leadership is the I.S.U.P.K under Commandant General Yohanna. Now, why am I saying this? Because these athletes were not built to lead. Bro, you understand? These athletes were not made, like taking a kneel is good, but that kneel is not doing anything for the power outage in Puerto Rico. Right. It's not doing anything like Captain Ashapariam called in to repeal the Jones Act. You understand? To make sure that their medical supplies, excuse me, rather, you understand, could make it over to Puerto Rico in order to heal our people, to sustain our people. You understand? It's not getting boats to help us, you understand, for like the flooding that happened in Texas. That's not doing anything for that. You understand? We got to stop looking to rappers. You understand? You got two rappers right now. Who was it? Young Dolph and Yo Gotti shooting each other up. Which one of them got hit 4 times? Do you know? You don't know. I know you don't listen to rap, right? I'm just playing. But you understand, the point being is that they're trying to kill each other. One day, man just got locked up. We can't rely on them. They're not built for the job. They're not trained for the job. You understand that? It's like when you turn around and you want to apply for a job, they ask you, how much experience do you have? You understand? They want to see your resume. You understand? Well, where's their resume for all their social works? Where's their resume for black leadership? You know what I'm saying? You got it? Read it when you got it.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 14. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly.
They've healed the hurt of our daughter slightly. You understand? And that's what they do when they let us march. That's what they do. You understand that when they give us WIC. That's what they do when they give us public assistance. They heal the hurt of our daughter slightly. You understand? The dogs lick our wounds. You understand? Go ahead.
Saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace.
They wouldn't have to protest if there was peace. You understand? But there is no peace in America for black and Hispanics. That's why when you take a look, there was no convictions on any single one of those deaths. Whether it's Mike Brown, whether it's Trayvon, whether it's Eric Garner, whether it's the brother Key from down south, whether it's Walter Scott, and the countless amounts of other names that, once again, these are only the names that we got on video. Right. These are only the names that we witnessed, never mind the countless amounts that are going unnoticed because they weren't recorded by a phone. They weren't recorded by a body camera. You understand? There is no peace right now. Black and Hispanics, you are in a state of emergency. We are endangered species in the earth. These people do not care about us. Right. You understand? We are despising this earth among these other nations, man. And you want to know why? Because we're the greatest people on the face of the earth. Right. You understand? That we are the greatest people on the face of the earth. That's why if we were to leave these sports arenas, if we were, you understand, to stop serving them and want to deal with our own people, they would collapse. Nobody watching football after that. You understand? Nobody watching basketball after that. You understand? These white boys ain't doing front flips into the end zone. You understand? They not doing what we do, man, right, at all. Any more on that? You understand? So with all that, they say peace, peace when there is no peace. And at the end of the day, you understand, they, like a couple other things that I want to get into. And of course, y'all know I love history. I want to drop a little bit of history just to show you that they want to turn around and say, well, it was the vets. You're disrespecting the vets. You know what was disrespecting the vets? When you lynched black veterans in their uniforms when they returned from World War I, when they returned from World War II. Right. You understand? Like if you cared about your black army vets so much, some of them wouldn't be living under bridges right now, still hooked on heroin from Vietnam. You understand? Still in the same damn uniform from the damn 70s, 80s, and 90s, wearing it through now, that same jacket, keeping them warm. If you cared about your vets. The problem is you don't care about black and Hispanics, and we never should have fought for this country in the first place, man. So as a result, once again, there's a racial divide happening right now. Give me Matthew's the 24th chapter. You can start around verse 3 or 4, whichever one. All right? And we're going to tie all this together because We've been talking about race wars and race divides since 1969, and y'all thought we were crazy. You understand? We've been talking about World War III and nuclear threats and thermonuclear warfare since 1969, and you thought we were crazy. See, a lot of y'all fake Israelites don't understand that scripture when it says we know in part and we prophesy in part, as if you're looking through a glass. Y'all think that that's every camp doesn't have the truth. That scripture is not about not knowing. It's talking about knowing. You understand? A glass is like a spyglass that pirates look through, so that this way they can see the land. You understand? You know in part until what? Until it comes closer. So we prophesied in part, and we talked about the race wars. Now they're at your door. Now you got the Ku Klux Klan. You understand? Blatantly running the White House via Donald Trump. You understand? Him calling them nice people. You understand? Now you got brothers that's still getting lynched. Brothers in Mississippi is getting their heads chopped off. Now you starting to see it. Now it's starting to come into the light. Now you're starting to see. I mean, goddamn, even Ray Lewis went on 2 knees, tried to make a cop out, and now his lovers despise him. Matter of fact, we got to get that scripture. Go ahead, Stevie Wonder. Tell him about it.
It was Stevie Wonder decided to take
no, but Ray Lewis went on 2 knees, but Stevie Wonder did. You tell him about it.
Okay, so Stevie Wonder this past week, I believe it was at a concert in New York City, right, where Stevie Wonder decided to take both knees while blind. Right, he decided to take both knees, one knee for the world, the state of the world, and one knee for America. Not that what America did to the slaves and to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians within that country. Not even if you take this perspective of what they did to the heathens. Not even what America did to Japan in dropping the atomic bomb. Not even what America did to Afghanistan is he taking the knee for. He's taking the knee so that America can stand. That's something else. That's something disgusting. When we look at America's track record and we look at who his foreparents were in America, the fact that he would take both knees. So what happened was he decided to take one knee for the earth, for the world, another knee for Americans. So Stevie Wonder.
You understand that? And if you love America, you understand you don't love the earth.
Right.
You understand? America pollutes the earth. America murders the inhabitants of the earth. America popped a hole in the ozone layer. You understand? America is a cancer. You understand? And the white people are those cancer cells that's trying to destroy your body. What do you do with cancer? You cut it out. That's what the hell you do with cancer.
Right.
It's the only way. That's damn near one of the only solutions that they have is we're going to try to surgically remove this cancer that's killing you. Well, that's what black and Hispanics got to do. Give me Jeremiah 4:30. Yeah, you understand? Well, you know what? Yeah, first let's read Matthew 4:20-24, start around verse 3 or 4, then let's go to Jeremiah.
Okay? Book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be?
You understand? Everybody wants a sign. Y'all think a damn solar eclipse is a sign. The moon turns a different color. Y'all think that's a sign. Right. These are the signs of the times that you got to watch for. You got to watch for the signs of the times when white people are going to turn against you and black people are coming home back onto their own. Right. You understand? That's a sign of the time that you need to pay attention to. Stop looking at the damn moon. In the words of General Mahyman, you understand that? Talk to me when the moon starts killing my enemies. You understand? Until then, that didn't come from the Most High. You know what came from the Most High? Hurricane Irma.
Right.
Whatever other hurricane that you could name that destroyed Texas and wiped Puerto Rico's power grid off the map.
Right.
That came from the Lord. You understand? Read on.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
These are the signs of the end of the world, or the end of the times, or the ends of this society. Good.
Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto him, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
You understand? Take heed that no man deceive you. Let me tell you something. Anybody trying to tell you to love white people, anybody trying to tell you to take 2 knees for the earth in America, any man sitting there trying to tell you that you can get equality in America or the white man is not the devil, they are deceiving you, man. You understand? They are lying to you, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Let me tell you something. They're going to deceive many, but there's only one leader. There's only one body. Christ is that head. And he raised up the prophets of the I.S.U.P.K to lead from Commanding General Yahanna on down.
That's right.
You understand? Read on.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
So now we hear about the wars and the rumors of wars, which you think that there would be bigger issues since North Korea is getting ready to push the damn button and spark World War III. Right. You understand? You think that they would have greater issues at hand. You understand? That whatever petty nonsense that they're speaking of. They should be worrying about Kim Jong-un. They shouldn't be worried about what black people are doing. It's black folk business. They deserve to do that, especially when the president damn near blatantly calling them niggas. That son of a bitch was code word niggas. You understand? Niggas, spick, slaves, get back to work. You understand? Read on.
See that ye be not troubled.
See that you don't be troubled. Don't be troubled in all this. And if you have the truth, you understand, you won't be troubled. But here's the problem, man. Whatever you're holding on to, whatever it is that you there, listen, the price of freedom is death. You understand that? And I'm not talking about a physical death right now. The death that I'm talking about is a spiritual death. The truth shall set you free. Well, if you want the truth, if you want to be set free, the old you has to die. The you that loves America. The you that wants everybody to, can't we all just get along? No, we can't. We're natural enemies. That's nature. Nature shows you that. Stop fighting against your nature. You have to battle that inside of you and become stronger inside of all of this and not be afraid and not be troubled and not feel the turmoil. If you're on the truth, you don't feel it. We're built for war over here. You understand that? Read on.
For all these things must come to pass.
All these things must come to pass. But what else? Go ahead.
But the end is not yet.
The end is not such. Go ahead.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
Now, this is what we have right here. We have nation rising against nation. Black and Hispanic, man, let me explain something to you. First of all, black and Hispanics, this is what I want y'all to realize. Both of y'all are black.
Right.
You understand? I found out, this is a book, I'm going to bring this out in history class, that the term Negro originally also applied to the Indians of America. They used to call them Negroes. The term Negro wasn't always classified as a race. It was literally just classified as a skin tone that they put on people. Right. You understand? Or collectively to group in that nation of people. You understand that? First of all, like my Dominican brothers, let me tell y'all something. Y'all niggas too. You just speak Spanish and swim good. Kill the noise. You understand that? Just kill the noise with the color lines and the white Jesus and all that, because Donald Trump hates you too. You understand? Don't think they're going to love you in that military either. Y'all going to learn that tonight when we break out this history.
I want to add, sir. You know what I'm saying? There's many brothers that they Negroes. Like, for example, right? Captain Sakawar, right? Like, he thought he was a Judite. You know what I'm saying? Until he checked out his background. And he found out that he's a native Indian, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then got barred up. You know what I'm saying? Yakazaya Allah. You know what I mean? They look, if they ain't know no better, they would be saying that they killed the slave ships. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of brothers, like they native Indians, but they think that they Negroes walking around in the conscious community talking about they want to go back to Africa when they was never in Africa, man. You know what I mean? These brothers is Negroes, but they are not Judites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They Native Americans.
And above all, the Africans ain't your brother. You know who's your brother? The black and Hispanics that's inside the ghetto with you in America today. Right. The black and Hispanics that's on that football field, on the baseball field with you, you understand? Being called niggas behind closed doors by every single one of those team owners. You understand that? Nation shall rise against nation. First, we need to realize that we are together. Matter of fact, first we need to realize we got a common enemy. We are not. You understand, the Caucasian, the Arab, the Asian, the African. That's the first thing. Now you need to find your people. Black and Hispanics, we are the same people. And nation is rising against nation. There is a nation that has been consistently attacking your people. Right. You understand? And taking a knee isn't going to do nothing about it. You understand? Now, once again, like I said, it's a start in the right direction. You understand? To want to stand up in a way for your people. But we've been doing that since 1969. This is what I need y'all to do. Leave it to the professionals. You understand that? We got a resume that goes back to 1969. Commander General Yahanna has been doing this for almost 40 goddamn years, man. We are professionals at this. Read on.
And kingdom against kingdom.
And kingdom against kingdom, which is going to lead to the Third World War. So now, What's going on with all this? Give me Jeremiah 4:30. What's going on in all this? I'm about to show you some examples of nation rising against nation. You understand that? The first thing that I'm going to do is, my God, which we're going to tie in with this scripture. Petition to remove Ray Lewis statue from the Ravens Stadium passes 60,000 signatures. You see, at first, and this is the problem, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You understand? And this cat is such a coon. He's so, excuse my language, but I got to say, he's so bitch-made. Right. You understand that he got down on both knees because he's really just a good slave. Right. You understand? Like I don't know nobody who gets down on two knees except for a goddamn woman. And the problem is he's got the white man's balls in his mouth. Right. You understand? After warning Colin Kaepernick to keep quiet about social activism earlier in the year, former Ravens great Ray Lewis knelt during the playing of the national anthem Sunday with current members of the team. Lewis said Tuesday his decision to kneel on both knees was simply to honor God in the midst of chaos. Let me tell you something. If you wanted to honor God, you would say the white man's the devil. Right. You understand that? You wouldn't be, excuse my language once again, but you wouldn't be bitching up now that you're suffering criticism. You understand that when you really just did it for damn near what General Mahima was doing earlier. You really just did it for the acclaim. You really just did it because you thought you were going to get a little bit of love. You think you could play both sides of the fence. Here's the problem, though. White people ain't going to play both sides of the fence. They're on their side of the fence. And the only time they want you on their side of the fence is when you're picking their cotton. Right. You understand that? And then after that, leave the fence. Then you could come back to work tomorrow. You understand that? They will hate you for that. And that's why 60,000 devils, man, you understand, sent their signatures in for a petition to remove your statue because they don't give a damn about you. They're picking their side, and they chose their people. They chose their nation, and they like the status quo of you being on the bottom. They like the status quo of them having their foot on your neck, man. Read what you got.
Con on the one con. Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 30. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou?
What?
Spoiled.
You're black and Hispanics are spoiled in America, man. Spoiled. We are destroyed in America. 400,000 abortions. Yeah, I'm gonna never stop talking about those abortions, man. We're so destroyed right now that Puerto Rico doesn't have power. You understand? Flint still doesn't have clean water. And a black man by the name of B.O.B., I don't know if y'all know him, he's a rapper, has a GoFundMe right now that people are sending money in because this nut wants to prove if the world is flat or not. And he says he needs $200,000 to prove if the world is flat or not. Give me the $200,000. It's not. It's round. You're floating on a sphere. But we're so destroyed. That's in the midst of all this. That's what we're worried about. Right. $200,000 could bring power to Puerto Rico. Could bring water to Puerto Rico. Could bring water to Flint, Michigan. Could bring boats down to Houston. That's what we need right now. We don't need to be. I don't care if we're floating on a goddamn cone, on a rhombus. You understand? I don't care if the planet is shaped like the goddamn shield of David. Right. There's crack corners in my neighborhood. That's right. You understand? White men are doing drive-bys on us. Right. There's 2 million, you understand, 2 million black men locked up in the prison system right now. 400,000 abortions, you understand, happening from just the tribe of Judah. This is what the hell you're worried about? Stop putting your faith in Rihanna. Right. Stop putting your faith in Beyonce, in Jay-Z, in B.O.B., in whoever else is out there, man. And you got to put it in your faith in the Most High, man, and his prophets that he raised up. You understand that? Right. Because the divide is happening further. But finish that. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, can I say something about that? Ray Lewis, and I'm not going to say he was found guilty or any of this. Ray Lewis was brought in to court over a double murder trial. You remember that in 2000? He was brought into court over double murder. And after that occurred, he still played in the NFL. He was still hired. He was still playing, went on to be a Hall of Famer. Colin Kaepernick decided to take a knee for a nation founded by murderers. And he doesn't get a job in the NFL. You think about that. Mike Tyson was found guilty of rape, right? And now he's on to make a television show. The point is I'm making here is the white man will put our people on, that kill and destroy and rape and murder our own people. You know what I'm saying? That's what it says in our first Maccabees, if I could, when it says wicked Israelites went to go make a covenant with the heathen. You see what I'm saying? Israelites that were against their own people, that were wicked, have always gone off to go with the heathen, go and join the other nations to take a knee for America, the same way that Jake decided to slaughter a pig on the altar for the Romans, if I could.
You understand? And that's a heavy point that you brought that up, because this is the problem too. Oppression makes a wise man mad. So if he was wise, he would be mad. He would have protested a long time ago. He wouldn't have tried to ostracize and penalize and go in on Colin Kaepernick. But a gift spoils the heart. So because he got that non-guilty verdict, because he was out, because he still got the play, because he got that statue that they want to take down from him right now, that gift spoiled his heart. You understand? Read on.
Con on one con. Though thou clothest thyself with crimson.
And John Mensah, nigga. You understand that? Y'all ain't gonna treat me like J-Lo up here. You understand that? Puerto Ricans, y'all niggas too. You understand? Read on.
Though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold.
Though they deckest thee with ornaments of gold. They like to give these athletes the Heisman trophies. You understand that? Like to give them all different trophies and awards and titles and build statues onto them. Though they deck you out with this gold and with all this honor. Go ahead.
Though thou rentest thy face with painting.
Go ahead.
In vain shalt thou
face with painting, meaning what? You understand? Meaning, I mean, even if you want to put in the football, they put that paint under their eyes for the sun. But this is more so talking about, if y'all ever see like Gad-Eye Warriors and not that, the paint that they put on. You understand? Though they do all this, though they exalt them. Go ahead.
In vain shalt thou make thyself fair.
In vain shall thou make thyself fair. Why?
Thy lovers will despise thee.
Because your lovers despise you, man. You want to love this white man so much, but God forbid you do anything against him. God forbid you have a spine, you don't want to be a slave, your lovers are going to despise you. Even though they gave you that honor, even though you got those medals, even though you got those statues and broke the records and all that, you understand that? They're going to hate you. Why? Because there is a divide that's happening inside of America. There's a divide that's happening, which once again, even when General Muhammad brought this up in class tonight, you understand? When he's talking about that, when you serve Christ, what happens when you serve Christ? You get divided inside your family.
Right.
You understand? You start to get separated from the world. You understand? So now what's happening right now? What's happening is that there's a divide that's taking place. I want to read this story right here. Remember, nation shall rise against nation. Biracial college student shares how she was disowned by white mother for defending Colin Kaepernick. You understand? Now, mind you, even Colin Kaepernick had to pick a side. Colin Kaepernick, I don't know if y'all know, he's biracial. His biological father's a black man, biological mother's a white woman, and he was raised by white folk. But he understands there's something resonating in his spirit with his father's side.
Right. Because
you are the seed of your father.
That's right.
You understand that? We're going to get into a little bit of this story, man.
If I can say something, if I can add to that too. This story and Colin Kaepernick, what his actions are crushing the myth that you can be biracial. Crushing the myth that you can be mixed. Crushing the myth that you are of the same nation as your mother. When you're absolutely not. The nation that you are, the race that you are, comes from your father. We see that with Colin Kaepernick. We see that with this sister right here, where these men and women who come from white mothers, who come from white women's wombs, who come from the devil's womb, are from black and Hispanic men, right? And they're from black and Hispanic men, and it shows. How does it show? By their spirit, by their actions, their behaviors. They stand with their people, and their mother stands with her people. What we're seeing now is we're seeing the divide. What does it say in Ecclesiastes? Every beast goeth to his like. The zebras don't ask the other zebras, hey zebra, who's your grandfather? You're a zebra, I'm a zebra, we just roll together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey zebra, you have or cow, you have lighter spots. You're not gonna roll with us. No, the cows roll together. The zebras roll together, the lions roll together. And what we're seeing now is we're beginning to see that come to pass here on the earth, where the North Koreans, the Moabites, Chinese are getting together. The so-called Negro, Hispanic, Native Indian are starting to get together. The white man, the devil, beginning to get together.
No sweat. Listen, and that's heavy. You understand that? That's completely heavy, and especially for the fact of the matter that That's what's so beautiful about the Bible. And I'll tell you why. That's our record. It tells us how we should govern ourselves.
Right.
You understand? Like, and what I mean by govern ourselves, how we can establish a government in order. It tells us what we should eat, what we can eat, how we dress, how we deal with each other, brotherhood, how we get married. You know what else it tells you? It tells you who belongs to your nation. You know what else it tells you? Well, what happens if they're mixed? Well, you are the seed of your father.
That's right.
It tells you everybody who is in your nation. And unfortunately, this little girl got to find out the hard way because her father sinned. You understand? That's a problem. So now, growing up, Kiara Lohan wasn't into politics, born to a white mother, a Puerto Rican / African American father. So she's either a Judite or an Ephraimite. You get what I'm saying? So now, simply, she didn't want to share an interest in issues that plagued her. So it wasn't until police killing of the unarmed black and brown people of color found its way back into the public conversation in the late aughts that Lohan began building for political consciousness. Lohan's newfound knowledge has changed her life for better or for worse. It all began Sunday, September 24th, when the 20-year-old posted her reaction to the dozens of NFL athletes who took a knee during several games on Facebook. The act was in solidarity of Colin Kaepernick, a clapback of sorts, to number 45, who called the NFL players son of a bitches, who should be fired for kneeling during the national anthem, aka your president,
Right.
aka the head of the KKK.
Right.
You understand? Her post was liked by a few friends who were happy to share the recent viewpoints on the matter from Trevor Noah on CNN's Don Lemon. One person who wasn't happy about the subject was her mother. The sports management major shared their fiery conversations on Twitter, which went viral. Lohan's patience with her mother might have earned more praise online, but it's left her without any financial support. Lohan shared with Vibez her mother has cut off her phone and has refused to pay for her college tuition. So now, she's probably in school. It's the drop. She's probably in school full time. Mother was probably paying her bills. You understand? And then now what happens? Because of what happened, she turns around and tries to destroy her education.
Right.
You understand? Like, you're supposed to want your children to even be better than you. And like, I hope my son's better than me, better looking than me. Hope he gets more women than me. I hope he's taller than me. I want him to exceed in every single avenue in life because that's my child. That's my son. That's what you got to do for the next generation. But once again, this is what happens when you deal with a devil. This is what you do to your children because they are not, we are two different manner of people, man. You understand that? And she is resonating with her father's people as she should.
Right.
Listen, Moses did the same thing. Listen, Moses, just like this sister right here was raised by a modern day Egyptian. Moses was raised by ancient Egyptians. You understand? And Moses was royalty.
Right.
Moses lived a privileged lifestyle. You understand? Grew up in palaces. Had power and might and authority. You understand? What was literally in line for the throne. You understand? And he left all of that.
That's right.
Left all of that to go deal with his people that were in the gutter.
Right.
You understand that? Left every single one of them to what? To go and fight for his people. Now, before he had the truth, you understand that? He went off like, what was that brother that, Micah Johnson. He went off like Micah Johnson, killed the cop.
Right.
Killed the taskmaster. You understand? Killed somebody who was afflicting and oppressing the children of Israel. And he had to flee. You understand? I'm going to be with you in a minute. Just hold your peace 1 second. He had to flee. Now, when he came back, did he try to join Egypt? Did he try to love Egypt? You understand? When he came back, he said, let my people go. Once he had the knowledge of the truth, he said, we're not going to war with the Egyptians. We're not going to fight them. Our army doesn't have that. We have something greater. We have the most high power.
Right.
You understand that? And he came back and poisoned their water supply. You understand? Destroyed their food supply through the locusts. The Lord sent plagues to destroy that land because of how much he loved them. The point being is that he turned back to his people and then stated, we need to separate.
Right.
Now, Colin Kaepernick, he didn't go all the way there, but he stood up for his people. Right. You understand? Gave up millions of dollars worth of money, gave up millions of dollars in contract. And now here comes this sister too. You understand? She turns around and she wants to stand for her people, even though she grew up once again around white folks. You understand? And she wants to deal with her people. She wants to give her love to her people. And now what happens? You understand that? Now they want to destroy her education. And you know what? It wouldn't even be a thing if we loved our people enough. It wouldn't be a thing if her father loved his own people enough to not deal with white people. And it also wouldn't be a thing. Do you know Black Wall Street at one time had so much money that if your neighbor's house burned down, the community would chip in together to help pay for the insurance, to cover the insurance, to cover everything and rebuild your house? That's how much brotherhood we had. That's how much economic cohesion we had that we could do this. Luck, you want to say something?
Oh, yeah, we do that. Yeah, right now, man. Brothers and boots, we want you to pay $2 for that boots, man.
You understand? We do that, and that's how it happens. For example, like a brother, let's say a brother, you understand, he downtrodden, he down on his luck. You understand? Like you said, couldn't afford boots. Brother, before you know it, brother give him a pair of boots. Before you know it, brother give him a war scarf. Before you know it, a brother give him a vest. Before you know it, brother give him armbands. Before you know it, the brother at camp look fly than me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I ain't hating on him. Get down. But what I'm saying is that the brotherhood is what keeps us together. You want to say something? Oh, slide. I thought you put your hand up. No sweat. So now, as a result, this is nation rising against nation, man. You understand? This is what's taking place inside of America right now. So now, that's not the only thing that's going on, man. You understand? Matter of fact, hold on. There might have been something else inside this article before we dip off. She said, growing up in a white family, they disagree with how I feel and refuse to understand my side of things. Of course they are. They're conscienceless beasts. They didn't go through the same type of oppression that your father went through. You understand? And let me tell you something. You grew up in a biracial family, you're going to deal with racism amongst your own kin, or so-called kin, because they're not really your family. Your family by blood and spirit, not just the flesh, are the Israelites, man. Is your father's side. And then not only that, but if she went to a white school, she probably felt inadequate. She was probably bullied there. They probably messed with her. You understand that? And they could never understand that. The same way they don't understand why we're kneeling. They don't understand why we're protesting. Your hand up? What do you want to say?
I just wanted to say it's very funny how you deal with all this, but when you go back a year ago, one of the person who was very adamant in this dog should not have opened. When the scripture says, what's called in Exodus, a dog shall not open its tongue at the children of Israel. This dog had no right, gave Kaepernick up basically as a baby, so other people could raise him. Then, when he goes and does the protest, comes out the woodwork just to bash the brother. I thought that was funny and very just out there. For her being a white woman to just come out of nowhere, meanwhile you had nothing to do with this man's life, to come out and say, what was her exact words? Basically, the path less traveled doesn't need to be one of destruction. And the worst one was, there's ways to make change without disrespecting and bringing change to the very country and family who afforded you so many blessings. What country and family? You gave him up for adoption. You gave him up for adoption because you ain't gonna have him. We know the reason for that. She would have kept that baby for his wife. Let's get real. We don't have any love here in this country. That's why it's imperative not just to see what Kaepernick is doing, see just also what he has to go through being quote unquote biracial. And know we have to stick with our own goddamn sisters. So when we go and want to protest, we won't have some idiot white woman who's wounded coming out of saying, yo, you wrong, saying all that about the country. We need to stick with us. That's all I got to say.
And add on to that, and sisters, you understand that y'all got to deal with your black men.
That's right.
You understand that? Sisters, you got to deal with your own kind, because once again, you ain't gonna have no protection in just a little while. What are you gonna do that you can't call 911 now? You understand that? Brothers and sisters, we got to join together, because with all this going on, man, a couple of other things. I just found another story. You got brothers that were kneeling, that their sponsors are dropping.
Right, I heard
You
about
understand? Their sponsors are dropping them because they knelt for the national anthem. Did you hear that?
Salakia, sir, one whole team, they're gone. All their sponsors left them. I forgot what team it was, but there's a team. The entire team sponsors leaving them because they all protested.
You understand? And you know what? And this is the thing. Take that hit. You get what I'm saying? Take that hit. Walk off the field. Your sponsors are gone. All that's done. That's fine. Take the money and run. Take what you got and get the hell out. And you know what? And send some money in here. You understand that? I'm gonna say this too. Somebody better get in touch with Floyd Mayweather. He got 350 mil off that last fight with Conor McGregor. You understand, Floyd? You didn't just fight Conor McGregor. You fought the whole country. You understand that? The entire United States of America was against you. Well, guess what? We're against the United States of America for what they did to our people. You understand that? So you're gonna need about 35 mil, all right? You can make that out to the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General Yahanna.
Right, that's ties. I could.
That's tied. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We on nation.
You got your hand up?
I'm trying to find out.
Yeah. What Captain Chaataza saying so right, man. You know what I'm saying? Because these brothers, man, they you gotta sacrifice for your nation, man. You know what I mean? Do what the rich man in couldn't do, man. You know what I'm saying? What was that brother, the rich man? Yeah, he had a name?
They just call him
the rich man.
Certain rich man.
You know what I mean? Do what Moses did, man. You know what I mean? Give up your riches, man. You know what I'm saying? For the Most High, man. For your people, man. You know what I mean? Give up Egypt, man. For your people, man. Give up this bondage, man. For your people, man.
And you know what's so heavy about you? Sorry to cut you off. You know what I'm saying? You know what's so heavy about what you stated is that he didn't have a name because he couldn't do what was right and bear that burden. And this is the thing, following Christ is sticking up for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Is fighting against white supremacy. He couldn't do that. Just like all you nut-ass fake Israelites out there that want to turn the Sabbath into a religion. You understand? Nobody knows the names of those who died on the Sabbath in the Maccabees. But you know the names and the legacy of those who fought. You understand? You don't know the names of like you also brought up the Maccabees. It just says there was wicked men in those days that sought to make a covenant with the heathen. You know whose name we do remember? Mattathias. We remember his name. Why? Because he refused those gifts, refused those bribes, refused the highest seat. Why? Because his people meant more to him than those gifts. Because at the end of the day, even though they clothe you with the crimson, with the face paint, with the jewels and all that, thy lovers are still going to despise you. They're going to hate you anyway. So what the hell are you worried about, man?
That's right. And to add, sir.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers should coming to the U.P.K, man. You know what I mean? And join this warfare with us, man. You know what I mean? Come and fight against your own flesh, man. I mean, your name going to be written in the book of life, man. You know what I mean? Those brothers that was written in the scriptures, that Captain Chaataza mentioned their names. You know what I'm saying? Their names was remembered because they took up the fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Those brothers in the NFL, man, that don't want to put the fight, y'all never gonna be remembered, man. You know what I mean? Y'all wanted to be a star and all that, I'm saying, but y'all not gonna be remembered, man. The brothers in the U.P.K, man, our boss is gonna go down in history, man. That's right. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 years from now, man, some kids in the kingdom gonna be learning about Officer Aban, man. You know what I'm saying? Officer Abadia, man. You know what I mean? About the great roast they did and the sacrifice that they took, I'm saying, to teach their people, man. You know what I mean? Going hungry on the Sabbath, teaching on the street, man. I mean, fasting while teaching, man. God damn, man. You know what I'm saying?
You understand that? Damn right, Doc. You know what I'm saying? And this is literally what happens, man. This is what happens when we want to put our faith in the hands of another nation. Remember, it's a sin to live a beggar's life. Yeah. And you understand? And that's what Stevie Wonder's doing on both knees. You understand? Begging the white man that he could be accepted. That's what Ray Lewis is doing on both knees. Begging for the white man to love him. Now they want to get rid of your statue. Now they want to wipe you from the record books. Now you won't be remembered for anything less but a traitor and a coon, man. And what's even worse is that who gives a damn what white folks think about you? They hated you, we understand, before you picked up the football. While you had the football, after you ran the football, after you retired, they hated you with all that. Here's the problem. Your people don't respect you now. And at the end of the day, we're gonna be forced into a corner again where all we got is each other.
Yeah.
And that's the point where we'll start to flourish.
Right.
You understand? So unfortunately, more and more events like this got to happen until we figure it out and until we realize that we need leadership, man. And that righteous leadership is here. Anybody else have anything to say?
So like if I could say something,
Please.
Ray Lewis and Stevie Wonder, etc., they all stand and they're all trying to, they're taking the last resort, they're taking the easy way out, if you will, and continuing to sell out for the so-called white man, and continuing to bow down to the so-called white man, and continuing to desire to be a part of America, and continuing to desire the riches of America. They, like the Pharisees and Sadducees, lost their place and nation, even though they went against Yahushua, even though they stood for the Romans, even though they got Yahushua executed by the Romans. What happened in 70 AD? They were murdered. They starved to death in 70 AD. And sadly, the same thing's going to happen to these people if they don't leave. The same exact thing's going to happen to Ray Lewis. The same exact thing's going to happen to Stevie Wonder if they don't repent, or if they don't change and stick to their people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians here in the I.S.U.P.K.
Man, you damn right. And the top, if I could add on to just even everything else that we're saying right now, you understand? You know who else was remembered? Ezra was remembered.
Right.
You understand? And Ezra, I mean, listen, ain't too many people got more than one book in the scriptures.
Right.
He got first Ezra, second Ezra, he got Ezra. You know what I'm saying? Like this brother went hard for the Lord, man. I remember the first time I read that book. Yeah, I mean, you see, you brother pulling his beard out. You understand? The brother wasn't seen, but there's something important now that we starting to wake up. Now that awareness is being spread, now that we're starting to understand that black and Hispanics are in a state of emergency and nobody is dealing with us. This is what we need to realize, right? We need to realize that we need to rebuild.
Right.
Well, there was a time when our temple was destroyed, our homeland was destroyed, and Ezra wanted to rebuild, and this is why his name is in here. Give me Ezra, the 4th chapter in the first verse. You understand? When you got to read it nice and loud for me, I'm going to show you why these men's names, you understand, echo in eternity. Why these men are such giants and why we're speaking about them right now. Go ahead.
Ezra chapter 4 verse 3. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us.
Hold up, no. Start at verse 1. You jump straight to the point.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I want to build this up. Now y'all know the whole ending of the damn movie. We're gonna do this like that devil Quentin Tarantino. Jump back. I need to go back to the beginning.
Ezra chapter 4 and verse 1. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin,
the who?
The adversaries.
That's the enemy, man. The white man is your enemy. He's your adversary, man. Go ahead.
Of Judah and Benjamin.
Of the children of Israel, man. Good.
Heard that the children of the captivity.
You understand? We are the children that's in captivity right now. We're still slaves, man. These football players are 20, 30, $40 million slaves. Good.
Builded the temple unto Yahweh, the power of Israel.
We build the temple onto the power, man. You understand that? Onto the most high power. Right now, we don't got no physical temple. I mean, we got this beautiful school right here. You understand that? But that temple is you. You understand? We got to dedicate ourselves to the Most High. You understand? Not giving your soul to the white man. Not letting him possess that. Not letting him own you, man. You understand that? White man owns Ray Lewis. That's why he got on his knees and begged him. Read on.
Verse 2. Then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers.
So now here's the leaders. You understand that? Of Israel. Go ahead.
And said unto them, let us build with you.
The more and more that we want to separate, the more that they're going to want to be involved with us. The more and more you understand that we start to rise and we start to raise ourselves up, the more that they're gonna want to use their influence over us. The more that they're gonna want to get involved with us. Go ahead.
For we seek your God.
They what?
We seek your God.
That's what these Christians say. That's what these white Christians say. We seek your God. We go to church. We praise the Lord. I mean, if you want a fake Israelite group, they're inviting devils to the damn Passover.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We worship the same God as you. You understand that? They'll marry them off as well.
Right.
Good.
Come. As ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Assur.
You understand? Listen, we've been Christians since Constantine.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
Which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them,
Good.
Ye have nothing to do with us.
That's what we need. Man. We don't need their sponsorships. We don't need their sports teams. They shouldn't have nothing to do with us when it comes to building our nation. They shouldn't have nothing to do with us when it comes to rebuilding our people, to getting them off drugs, you understand, to rededicating the temple onto the Most High. That's a real leader.
Right.
That's why, notice, and Zerubbabel, and the chief of the notice its name and their names. Why? Because those were great men in our nation. Those that fought against our oppressor and that separated from the heathens, not trying to join them to you. Finish it off.
To build an house unto our power. But we ourselves, together will build unto Yahweh the power of Israel.
You understand? We ourselves will do that, man. We're going to do that. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. Then I'm going to come back with a little bit more of the history. And like the last thing that I'm going to say is that, and just to segue off into the next thing when we come back from break, is that devil turned around and said, you're disrespecting your grandfather who fought in the military for that flag in this country. Well, I'm going to show you what they did to black and Hispanics inside of the military when we get back, all right?
Right.
I wish I could play this louder, man.
I was want to kill me because I'm black. I was want to kill me because I'm black. Can't get no job because I'm black. She want to fuck me because I'm black. I know them like me because I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time
Body
to
in
that.
it.
They're trying to kill me, so I'm black. I was want to kill me because I'm black. I was want to kill me because I'm black. Can't get no job because I'm black. She want to fuck me because I'm black. I know them like me because I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a kill me, so I'm black. Like the cops in the hospital, black, so they don't black.
What's up?
Like, okay, he went off the side too. But the brother said, I heard this, do not like it.
I mean, that's a preference.
Like, that's what I mean. I didn't want to tell you that's like, you should love all these people.
That doesn't mean that you're attracted. Like, it's physical characteristics. Some cats like big girls, some cats like skinny girls. You know? Some cats like tall girls, some cats like small girls. Me myself, I like all girls. I don't know what to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Light skin, dark skin. Light skin, Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican. I still got preferences. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling this back, yo.
But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that.
Pull it!
This shit is hard. When he made it, I was flipping out. I was like, no. Man, that's a good thing.
They're trying to do it, so I'm black. Cops want to kill me because I'm black. Cops want to kill me because I'm black.
Yeah, we might do that one first. Before we go there, I'm going to read some of the story I got.
She Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jew, so I'm black. I can't wait to cops in the ops. Don't extend a hand because it up this average black man for him. That's why I'm not a nigga, I ain't talking rap. Before the slave ships, I'm one of a kind. I can't take it. I can never be my spot.
Is there anything open right now, food wise? Like any of the dollar pizzas? Is none of the pizza spots open or anything? The brothers? Two brothers?
But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jew, so I'm black. Cops won't kill me because I'm black. I won't kill me because I'm black. Can't get no job because I'm black. She won't fuck me because I'm black. I got no like me because I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jew, so I'm black. Know the flip because I'm black. Know about semis because I'm black. Yeah, in the hood, we was striped 10 toes down. Wearing sacks. So like we're black. And you gotta guess where I'm at. I be with the free shit at all. Right on Malcolm X Boulevard. Everything about my life is hard. You want beef? What's the cause? Watch your body, back up for your knee guards. Everything you say, mad pause. Because I make you in the phone. I'm in the phone. Ask the enemy, I've been a bitch. In my belief, I've been a bitch. On your eyes, man, like a swing. I'm a person, like a swing. I'm a like she cold. I touch my journey because I'm black. I want journey because I'm black. Can't no job because I'm black. She won't have because I'm black. Because I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she's black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jew, so I'm black. Cops want journey because I'm black. I want journey because I'm black. Ain't got no job. She won't have because I'm black. I got no like it because I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she's black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jew, so I'm black. I don't got a black age because I'm black. I don't put T.D.JAKES because I'm black. For my whole life because I'm black. I love design, I'm black. Ain't got a track because I'm black. Ain't got not one face tag. But I'm still getting profile, because I think this crap is profile. Scrappy bed with the drop skin, man, swept to the content. So they know they can't try to him, so they got to chill and sound hard to them. If you talk to him, it's tough for him, I'm a long keeper. I'll keep spreading, no drink quickly. I'll keep spreading. Use boots in the street sweeper. Cups flip on these facts and shit. But then I would die, I used to bridge that shoulder my chest and pocket shit. Touch me, I'm all on the block shit. It's like
you can parallel this with a different Hispanic tribe that took the side of the conquistadors, the Spanish. It's like where they are now, many of them are gone. You want to say something, so let me know.
Cops won't kill me because I'm black. Cops won't kill me because I'm black. Can't get no job because I'm black. She won't fuck me because I'm black. I don't like her because I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jew, so I'm black. So I'm black.
Yeah. You already know we back live and direct. This is Israelite Vibes. That was Officer Kawaga Bar, straight killing it. I love that track, yo. I can't wait for that mixtape to drop. You know what I'm saying? Ghetto Nature, Violent Forest. That joint gonna be hot. I wasn't gonna tell y'all either, but you know, I gotta do a little bit of shameless self-promotion at this point in time. I'm actually working on a new project right now, and this joint gonna be hot fire.
That's right.
Fire, like Dylan, hot fire. You know what I'm saying? But as always, pay your time.
That's right.
You understand that 10% of your increase in earnings goes to the men of the Lord. That is the I.S.U.P.K. There is only one body. You understand that? And that is this one under the Most High in Christ, being led by Commanding General Yahanna. What else going on? Cookouts. We got cookouts coming up. We got cookouts November 5th. I believe that's Cali. California's going down. December, matter of fact, I think I got the information here. Slack, I didn't get a chance to get to it in class, but
You got Florida.
Florida's coming up. The brother sent me. I got all the information for that. That is December. Lord willing, I'm gonna make it to both of these. You understand? I'm trying to come out there. I heard about them tacos over in California. You know what I'm saying? My pops lives in Florida, so I definitely pops. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all listening, but I'm coming. Lord willing. Florida barbecue, December 16, 2017 at John Prince Memorial Park, right off of 6th Ave in Lake Worth, Florida. It's going down. It's gonna be a good time. Lord willing, I'm gonna be there. You understand that? With most of the other brothers. I'm gonna have to go down there. I'm gonna talk to Captain Tazaryach. He told me I couldn't go past Atlanta. They didn't want me to go back there, man. They know I love Florida. But with that being said, any other cookout? Am I missing anything else?
No, Florida.
That's it, right? Matter of fact, Salakia, Day of Atonement. You understand that? I don't know if y'all know what that's about. It's about afflicting your spirit, no food, no water, 24 hours. If y'all do it right. Matter of fact, and for y'all young brothers out there, don't be making Facebook statuses. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need, every hour, I don't need to know how thirsty and hungry you are.
Right.
You understand? The world don't need to know, like, oh my God, I can't wait to break this fast with a cheeseburger. Like, listen, like, knock it off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you do that for the Lord, nobody should know but you. You understand? And actually, we got another feast day coming up Wednesday as well.
Feast
of Tabernacles this upcoming Wednesday. That's going to be a good one, too. All right, so with that now, as I stated earlier, so that girl got into an argument with her mother. You understand? Her mother disowns her. Mother cuts her off financially. You understand? And as a result, you understand, the sister can't go to school, doesn't got a phone. So now she's turning around and she's trying to say, like, well, your father, you understand, your grandfather was in the military. You're disrespecting him. We got an article right now. I'm going to have Officer Bunstar to read the title of that article out.
The tragic, forgotten history of Black military veterans.
And I don't know if y'all know, but Monday is the history class for Harlem. Right. You understand? So if y'all in the area 7 to 9, come through. You understand? We're going over all these topics. I'm going to bring out, I got a slew of information on this. We're going to briefly touch on this, but I want to show you about the mistreatment of Black veterans. You understand? Like brothers that will literally come home and get murdered in uniform by white people, lynched in uniform by white people, and they want to turn around and act like they love them. Like listen, never mind the Tuskegee Airmen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they just broke out. There was Puerto Ricans mixed in among the Tuskegee Airmen.
Right.
You understand? They don't mention all that. But anybody that doesn't know about the Tuskegee Airmen, these were brothers that they signed up for an experiment, you understand, to make some money. White man is the devil. Don't ever let him experiment on you. And they turned around and they started injecting them with syphilis because they wanted to know what that disease would do to you if untreated.
Right.
You understand? And a lot of these brothers died, perished, suffered, you understand, had the disease. Because the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of now.
Wait, Salakia.
Salakia,
you were talking about the experiments or the airmen?
Huh?
You talking about the experiments or
the airmen that were experimented on?
The airmen were, I did not know that. Salakia.
On the New York City trains, they got advertisements right now where you can offer yourselves for, for a little bit of change. You could be an experiment to some new diseases right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't leave the planet. Don't try to go to Mars. In the words of Commander General Yahanna, don't go anywhere that the white man could charge you for air, because Negro, you gonna die.
Right.
You understand? Straight up and down. But read the rest of that story.
In the week after the election, the Equal Justice Initiative of Montgomery, Alabama, released a new report, a 53-page addendum to last year's lynching in America, an unprecedentedly thorough survey of American racial violence and terror between 1877.
Say that again.
Thorough survey of American racial violence and terror.
And what?
Terror.
You understand? Let me tell you something. You want to know the real terrorist in the earth? The real terrorist in the earth is the so-called white man.
That's right.
And he's been terrorizing Black and Hispanics since we got here. Well, since he got here in 1492. Go ahead.
Between 1877 and 1950, drawing on small-town newspaper and court archives, along with interviews of local historians and victims' descendants across the South.
And this has literally been going on, I mean, since, I mean, any war you can think of. You understand? Since the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, so on and so forth. Go ahead.
Lynching in America tallied 4,075 lynchings.
How many?
4,075 lynchings.
Do y'all know how many people died in 9/11 that they went over there and bombed 6 million Arabs?
Right.
3,000.
Right.
That means there's 4,000 more black men that were lynched. You understand? Read on.
At least 800 more than any previous count.
My God. Good.
The new report, Lynching in America, targeting black veterans.
Targeting who?
Black veterans.
So they want to talk about disrespecting the veterans. Let me tell you something. Y'all been disrespecting the veterans since the beginning of time.
Right.
You understand? Black and Hispanic man, if you're in the military, man, I don't care if you got to get yourself a dishonorable discharge, man. Get the hell out, man. You understand that you got brothers with felonies, they get jobs. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's harder and all that. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say you can't feed your family. I'm telling you, don't give your soul to Satan.
What's so evil about the dishonorable discharge thing is that used to be you could just shoot yourself in the leg. I got shot in the leg, send me home. Now, the minute they find out, and here's the evil part, they're going to arrest you and court-martial you, which is bring you to the military justice system, and then your sentence, your crime, like, will be defacing government property, as if you weren't already enough of a slave before you ended up in the military.
Right.
By you shooting yourself, you deface government property. What's the government property? You.
God damn, man.
Right.
White man's the devil, man.
That's
Right.
right.
Good.
To add on that, sir, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the time for no brother being no military, man. You see the time that we living in, man. You know, we about to go into a nuclear war with North Korea, man. You know what I'm saying? You walking in the line to die, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gonna be the frontline soldier, that the white man gonna put you on the front line. You gonna be that Negro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna die, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Like, logic will tell you not to be in that right now, man. You know what I mean? Save your life, man. Give it life to Christ. That's what we should do, man.
You understand that? And Christ gave his life for his people.
That's right.
Read on.
The new report, Lynching in America, targeting black veterans, concludes that during the same period, no one was more at risk of experiencing violence and targeted racial terror than black veterans.
Say that one more time.
The new report, Lynching in America, targeting black veterans, concludes that during the same period, no one was more at risk of experiencing violence and targeted racial terror than black veterans.
Look at that. Nobody experienced more lynchings than black veterans, man. You want to talk about that, man? Listen, man. Damn that flag.
That's right.
Damn white people, damn America, you understand that? And the Lord is going to come back and destroy this place. Y'all want to talk about disrespecting the veterans, man. You're disrespecting every single one of your ancestors, man, by trying to stand for that damn flag, by trying to love America, by trying to integrate, and by trying not giving your love only to your people, okay?
The susceptibility of black ex-soldiers to extrajudicial murder and assault has long been recognized by historians.
Good.
But the topic has never received such comprehensive, standalone treatment.
Now, this article is going to really get in depth, and it's going to literally go from, like, I want to say, I think, like, the Civil War on up. I'm just going to jump ahead and give you a couple of these stories, man, before you understand. And just so you'll know, I'm going to be going over this in depth in the history classes. If you're in the tri-state area, make it through Monday. Make it through as many classes as you can Monday through Friday. No sweat. Lord be with you out. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to do is I want to actually read some of this to you, man. Like, this was a couple of brothers, you understand? And this is exactly what they did to them.
If I can say something real quick, if I can add to it, you know, this has to do with the tribe of Judah, with black, so-called black ex-soldiers that were being murdered, being assaulted, right? And we had also with the Gadites and Native American Indians were the so-called 5 civilized tribes. What were they known for? Joining the so-called white man. Many of them fought in the so-called white man's wars against the Seminole, fought in the so-called white man's wars against Judites or against so-called Negro slaves, etc. And where are they now? You know, is there a big Cherokee reservation here in Georgia? No. Is there a big Creek reservation here in the Southeast? No. Where do those people go? Where do those tribes go? They were wiped out. They were decimated. The same thing happened to the so-called Hispanics, to the tribe of Zebulun with Malinche. I'm not sure if those of you online are familiar. Malinche was one that sold out. She was raped by, as the story goes, she was raped by Hernan Cortez, essentially, right? Joins Hernan Cortez, is forced to join the conquistadors. She then took it another level in telling on her and snitching on the local Indian tribes so that they could get assaulted by the conquistadors or by the Spaniards. What ended up happening to Malinche? She died, I believe she died in London, right? And not of, you know, natural causes. At least she died of tuberculosis, or she died of an illness that destroys your body or that causes your body to decay. That's how Malinche died. The Creek and the Cherokee, where do you see them today? Nowhere. They're wiped out, decimated. Even though they're one of the 5 civilized tribes, even though they're one of the tribes to join the so-called white man in full force, they are nowhere to be found today. And these black soldiers felt the same exact thing. And the Pharisees and Sadducees felt the exact same thing. They went against Yahushua. And they had him, they didn't have him put to death, but they took him and carried him off to the Romans to be executed. And what ended up happening to the Pharisees and Sadducees? The same thing that happened to Malinche, the same thing that happened to the black soldiers. They were destroyed. That was
and you know what? We're so destroyed that you had to say, where's their reservation?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As if that matters when they shouldn't even had a reservation in the first place.
Right.
All this land was theirs.
Right.
You understand? And it's like it's absolutely ridiculous. So now, to get to some of these lynchings, man, I'm gonna fast forward up to about 1945. This is Sergeant Isaac Woodward, a 20-year-old black veteran, upon being honorably discharged from Camp Gordon in Augusta, Georgia, was pulled from a public bus, still in his uniform, incarcerated, and during the night, he was beaten so badly that he was blinded in both eyes. One was gouged out. You understand? The white man's the devil, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? In Alabama, when a black veteran removed the Jim Crow sign on a trolley, an angry streetcar conductor unloaded his pistol into the ex-Marine. The chief of police found him staggering away and administered a single bullet to his head, finished the job. Now, once again, the chief of police murdered him. Chief of police put the bullet in his head to finish off the job, man.
Right.
We're talking about an ex-black Marine. Come on, man. In South Carolina, another veteran complaining about Jim Crow transportation had his eyes gouged out with the butt of a sheriff's billy club. Meaning what? It's the police doing this. And y'all want to complain about Kaepernick? Y'all want to bring up the veterans, man?
Right.
I don't want to hear none of that, man. In Louisiana, a black veteran who defiantly refused to give a white man a war memento was dismembered, castrated, and blowtorched. I don't even want to read it anymore. You know what I'm saying? You get it?
So, like, if I could just go on, like, explain that whole thing. There was a very big fear of black men, what's called being united and having weapons. One reason I know this is because one of my favorite things to cover and a very favorite what's called for me is Black Wall Street. Now, when Did Rowland, who was the brother who stepped on a white woman's shoe and ended up getting incarcerated, and there was a white mob trying to lynch him, what did all those black veterans do? They took their service pistols, marched down to that goddamn courthouse with the intent, no one's killing my goddamn brother. That's why the white men destroyed that brother with a blowtorch. That's why they did. That's why them other brothers had to die them just around egregious and just horrible goddamn ways. Because they understand. The minute you have a group of black men that are that have that type of unification and can fight each other, you won't be able to lynch one black man. That's fearful to see.
See, let me tell you something. We've known that we've always been stronger than them. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you're saying has some truth to it.
Right.
But the problem is that they've been able to subdue us so long because the Lord's been against us. So you know what I'm saying? So regardless, like, we need to realize that our number one weapon is the Most High. You understand? Like not those firearms, not the white man's militarized training, right, and so on and so forth. Because they killed Trayvon Martin. He wasn't, you understand, no military person.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They killed Eric Garner. He wasn't no military person. The white man's going to be afraid of a black or Hispanic regardless. They killed John Hernandez in the Denny's.
Right.
You understand? He wasn't in no uniform, wasn't militarily trained.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because really, the one that was militarily trained, Micah Johnson, they used a robot to kill him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They're afraid of us regardless. You understand? So at the end of the day, our #1 power is going to be the Most High. You understand? The weapons of our warfare is not carnal. You know what I'm saying? It's spiritual. The spiritual warfare. The spiritual warfare is taking your soul, your heart, your mind out of this place and bringing it back to your people and putting that focus onto who it really belongs to, is making those sacrifices, like losing your sponsors, like losing the $1 million contracts, like losing a gig, like losing a job, whatever the case may be. Hell, even if it's losing your family, because that's what Christ said in the first place, that's what you would have to do. He came to put a man at variance against his family, man. You understand? A mother against the father, a father against the daughter, daughter against the mother-in-law, so on and so forth. A man's enemies is in your own home. And that's the only enemies that you should be forgiven. Do not let anybody sit there and tell you that we got to forgive these devils when they're emptying clips into veterans, when they're blowtorching and castrating veterans. You understand? Black veterans, black men, period. You understand that? Don't let anybody, like we brought out earlier, deceive you from doing that. You know what I'm saying? So if there's anything, they're going to fear us regardless. The problem is that they don't fear us enough. Because if they did, they would have respect onto us, but they don't. Because once again, you respect the enemy, you don't respect the slave. And Ray Lewis on his knees. What's the other one?
Stevie Wonder. Stevie
Wonder on his knees. You understand? Those rappers over there shooting each other up. Who else did something dumb today, man? What else happened? Cardi B and Azalea Banks beefing over a song. You get what I'm saying? These are slaves.
Right.
You understand? These are slaves talking about B.O.B. wondering if the world's flat. These are slaves that have lost their mind. These are people that have been spoiled. Our people have been spoiled, and we don't know no damn better.
Right.
You understand? So we got to get back into that. You want to bring something up?
Allow.
No sweat. So the point being is that when you take a look at all these stories, like, stop letting people turn around and use that veteran argument. Somebody brings up the veterans. You bring up some of these stories that I just mentioned. You let them know that black veterans were the #1 targets of lynching and were getting murdered in uniforms, man. Like, yo, we got to come together, and we got to come together quick, man. Because Trump don't give a damn about what the hell's going on in Puerto Rico right now. You understand? And to the point where you got the article about the little boy who got punched in the face.
Yeah,
give me that article, man. You understand? And then 12-year-old boy got his teeth knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like General Muhammad said earlier, man. You know what I'm saying? We flesh. You know what I'm saying? The devil put his hands on my son like that. Like it's game time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna need all the counsel in the world for me not want to take vengeance into my own hands. You understand?
Right.
But in order to prevent that, we serve the Lord. We serve the Most High. We ain't even got to go to that place. You understand? That we stay away from them, and we get as far away from them as possible, so that this way we won't have to deal with that. So that your child won't have to go to a school, won't have to walk down a block. We can't walk down the block with a hoodie and Skittles on and get gunned down by the neighborhood watch.
Right.
You understand? We ain't have to be where he ain't have to be called a nigga and then have his teeth knocked out, man.
Right.
You got the article? I think it should be the first article. Read it when you got it.
This is from The Root. Florida man who punched 12-year-old's teeth out.
My God, where the hell did it happen?
Florida man.
That is the same place. You understand that Trayvon Martin died, man. Down in Florida. Read on.
Florida man who punched 12-year-old's teeth out and called him racial slurs claims self-defense is not arrested.
He wasn't even arrested.
Is not arrested.
A man claims self-defense against a 12-year-old boy, and you sitting there talking about, you understand, they're worried about that. They're worried about 12-year-olds.
Right.
Read on.
Count on one count. You think a grown-ass man knocking out a 12-year-old child's teeth would at least dredge up an assault charge, but you'd have thought wrong, because one Florida mother was left outraged and confused after her son was seriously injured and apparently nothing was done. The 12-year-old boy, Malachi Villette, it's like you told WFTX TV.
Buddy, give me Ezekiel 25 and 15.
That the man in question came upon him and his friends, screaming and cursing and calling him the N-word when the altercation seriously escalated. He was screaming at us, cursing at us, calling us the N-word. And he came down to the middle of his yard, and I was like, who are you talking to?
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna just cut to the chase. I don't want to hear none of y'all when we be talking that the white man deserves death, man.
That's right.
I don't want to hear none of y'all when we be talking that he needs to pick cotton later for all that. That's right. You understand? Let me tell you what the word of God says about these devils, man. Read on. Matter of fact, you pause. Give me Ezekiel 25 and 12.
Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. Thus saith the Most High Power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah.
Listen, man, because Edom dealt against the house of Judah, man, by having grown men knock the teeth out of 12-year-old boys' mouths, by murdering these veterans, man, by murdering, not caring about the young or the old, destroying our people, man, macing the elderly in the face with pepper spray. Go ahead.
John. And have greatly offended and revenged himself.
Listen, they've greatly offended us, man. And y'all worried about a damn flag? Well, you understand? Well, meanwhile, this is what they're doing to our children.
Right.
Go ahead.
Himself upon them. 13. Therefore, thus saith the Most High God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. The Lord going to stretch out his hand. The Lord going to make a move on Edom. You understand? They wanted the way he stretched out his hand and knocked this little boy's teeth out, the Lord going to stretch his hand out too. Go ahead.
And will cut off man and beast from it.
He will what?
Cut off man and beast from it.
Something. Man and beast is going to be cut off from all these devils' nations.
That's
man.
right.
Go ahead.
And I will make it desolate from Taman. And they of the Don shall fall by the sword.
They shall what?
Fall by the sword.
These devils is going to have to fall by the sword because that's the only way you're going to get free. Okay?
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
And he will what?
Lay my vengeance upon Edom.
Yeah, the Lord's saying he's going to lay his vengeance upon Edom. This is what I want to know. How's he going to take that vengeance? Everybody says that vengeance is the Lord's, right?
Right.
Vengeance is the Lord's. Go ahead.
By the hand.
By what?
By the hand.
By the hand of who?
Of my people, Israel.
Of Israel, man. The Lord's going to lay his vengeance by the hands of Israel. You know how he's going to do that? Because the scripture says, happy shall he be when you can take that. Matter of fact, get me that, man. Give me Psalms 137. Abadja, you hold where you're at. You give me Psalms 137. Finish reading.
John. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger.
You understand that? We're going to do in Edom according to the Lord's anger. What's the Lord's anger? Start at verse 7.
Psalms chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Let me tell you something, man. Why is David saying, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom? Remember what they did to us. Remember this little boy's teeth getting knocked out.
Right.
You understand? Remember Eric Garner saying, I can't breathe. You understand? Remember all these mothers that you see on TV crying over their children. Remember Freddie Gray's mother tried to commit suicide. Remember Freddie Gray died because they broke his back in the back of a damn paddy wagon, man.
Right.
Remember this, Lord. Yahweh, hear this. Hear this and remember this. Read on.
In the day of Jerusalem.
In the day of Jerusalem, in the day when we were getting destroyed, Gad.
Who said, raise it.
Raise me, Obadiah 1:10, Gad. Said what?
Raise it.
Spell it.
R-A-S-E.
This isn't talking about raise it up. Raise it means tear it down. Tear it down. Go ahead.
Even to the foundation thereof.
Even to the foundation. They wanted us completely destroyed, just like they did Black Wall Street. Just like they did Rosewood. Just like they did countless amounts of towns and cities that we owned. Just like they're trying to, just like they did the Kaepernick's career.
Right.
Just like they're trying to do the Ray Lewis's statue. Not that I care about it.
Right.
Go ahead.
O daughter of Babylon.
O daughter of who?
Babylon.
You understand that? Because this is who they take after. Go ahead.
Who art to be destroyed.
Barakatha Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah for that, man. They ought to be destroyed. And they got to die, not for their skin, not because we're petty, but because of the crimes that they committed in the earth. Go ahead.
Happy shall he be.
Now, let me tell y'all something, and you should be happy that that destruction's coming. Go ahead.
That rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
That's justice.
Right.
We picked cotton, they got to pick cotton. We mined gold, they got to mine gold. We cut sugar cane, they got to cut sugar cane. We served slavery, they got to serve slavery.
Right.
They got to die by the millions. They got to die by the sword. Go ahead.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones
Let me tell you
against the
something.
stone.
The way that you dashed this boy's teeth with your fist, we're going to dash your children's teeth, man.
That's
You
right.
understand? The way you took our little children and smashed them on the stones, go ahead.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the
We're
stone.
going to take your little babies and smash them on the rocks, too. You understand that? Ladies, I know y'all don't understand that because you want to have compassion on babies. None of that. Warfare ain't for you. Worry about your own goddamn children.
That's
Worry
right.
about your husband. Be a good housekeeper. Now, as for the brothers, y'all grow a spine and you pray for the death of your enemies, man.
That's right.
You pray. You ask the Lord to remember every single one of these instances that the Lord can bring out his vengeance and stretch out his hand using his people Israel. You understand? Because right now we're fishermen. We ain't got to do nothing right now. Remember what I said. The weapons of our warfare is carnal. We just got to get off drugs. We got to get out the abortion clinics. We got to get out the NFL stadium. Got to get out of these white schools and neighborhoods and so on and so forth. You understand that? So that just so we could build our own infrastructures. We could build our own people up. You remember that. You pray to the Lord so that this way we can see him destroy them, man. So that this way they can perish and we can rise. Is there any more on that?
Awesome.
Matter of fact, drop down to verse 4 or 5 when it talks about when David says, if I forget my cunning. Go ahead.
Chaataza won't come. Psalm chapter 137, verse 4. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning.
Let me tell you something, man. Jerusalem is talking about Israel. That is the government. That is talking about the people. You understand that? The capital of where we're from. You understand? And David was a man of war. That's where our fighting style was named after. Yaakara. You understand? Hands to war. It's coined from David, man. You understand? And he says, if I forget Jerusalem, if I forget my people, let my hand forget her cunning. Let me forget how to swing a sword. Let me forget how to fight, man. Go ahead.
If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
Let his tongue cleave to the roof of his mouth, that he won't be able to speak anymore. Speaking's pretty important now.
Right.
The number one gift that Paul said that he wanted us to have was the gift of prophesying. That's important. You understand? It's the foolishness of prophesying that saves lives.
Right.
You understand? It's these men's voices, you understand, that they used on that corner that got me off of drugs. That got all these other brothers and sisters to change their lives, man. But why? Because the Lord sent forth fishers, but he's going to send forth hunters.
Sure.
He's going to send forth hunters to smash your children on the stones. Man.
That's right.
Read.
If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy.
You do not prefer Jerusalem above your chief joy. Your chief joy could have been that hockey player. Could have been that gridiron on the football field. Could be a woman. You understand? Could be your PlayStation. I don't know what the hell y'all like to do. You understand? I don't know if it's rap. I don't know what it is. But if you do not prefer your people above your chief joy, your tongue should cleave to the roof of your mouth. Your hand should forget its cunning, man. There's nothing more important than another black or Hispanic man, woman, and child. You understand that? And the Lord knows it. And the Lord remembers it, man. Read on. Is there any more on that?
No, so we're gonna get back to verse 7.
Matter of fact, bring me over to Obadiah.
Obadiah 1 and 10 says.
Good.
Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off.
Shame shall cover thee, man. You understand that? And we put them to shame every time we bring up these crimes. Every time we let them know who they are, that they are a no people, man. You understand? They are damn troglodytes. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
For what?
ever.
They need to be cut off forever. They need to be destroyed, man, for the crimes that they committed. Go ahead.
In the day that thou stoodest on the other side.
That they what?
In the day that thou stoodest on the other side.
Good.
In the day that the strangers carried away captive.
Where you at?
11.
Good.
In the day the strangers carried away captive his forces.
Good.
And foreigners entered into his gate and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou wast one of them.
Good.
12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger.
Good.
Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction.
Yeah, what's the Lord saying? The Lord's bringing that up again, that they rejoice in our destruction. They enjoy our deaths. They enjoy us in this condition that we're in. The Lord's bringing up every crime that they committed against us, man. The Lord is bringing up when they were happy that another nation destroyed us. So how do you think he feels about them putting their hands on us?
Right.
Read on.
Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. And
they speak so proudly in the day of our distress. Go tell one of these devils that Trump don't care about Puerto Rico. You're going to be in an argument with him.
Right.
You're going to be in an argument with him. He's going to bring up every excuse in the book. You understand? He's going to want to know what the hell you're doing. I'm doing more than you're doing, devil.
Right.
You understand that? More than you're doing on a daily basis for any goddamn body. And I'm nothing. That's not the point. The point is not to exalt myself. The point is that they speak so proudly about our distress, and they blame our own condition on ourselves when we're products of the environment that they placed us in.
That's right. That
cocaine, that crack, that heroin didn't just fly itself on its own. Instead, it was flown by the CIA. Right. It was flown by the FBI. It was flown by these devils, man, on military planes and put in our neighborhoods, man. Just, you know what? Fast forward to the part where they start killing it. Drop down to verse 18.
Count. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire.
Good.
And the house of Joseph a flame.
You understand that meaning what? Meaning Judah and Ephraim, man. Meaning the north and the southern kingdom. Meaning the entire nation of Israel, man, is going to burn like a fire, man. Good.
And the house of Esau for stubble.
You understand? And Esau is going to be stubble, man. Esau is going to be dry wood. Esau is going to be like dry wheat, grass, something just to burn in the fire that smolders into ash, man. Good.
For stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them.
And devour them. Why? Because the Lord stated that he's going to stretch forth his hand using Israel. The Lord stated that we'd start off as fishermen, which we're fishing our people out of this madness, and then he'll send forth hunters. Okay?
And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
They are going to be extinct like a goddamn woolly mammoth.
Right.
You understand? Like stuffed in a museum like a saber-toothed tiger, man. Like the dodo bird. On an endangered species list, but there's not going to be no damn reservation for them. It's not going to be no wildlife reserve. There's just going to be brutal punishment and torture and slavery. You understand that? Stop trying to love them. Stop trying to forgive them. Finish it.
For the Most High have spoken it.
Listen, and anything that the Lord spoke, anything that he spake, anything that he put out into the world becomes true. None of these shall fail. All these prophecies shall be fulfilled. There's nothing you can do about it. Your disbelief does not make the word of God of this effect, man. Of non-effect. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about, man. This is gonna happen. Anything you want to say? No sweat. Drop that, man. Give me Revelations 18:4. And after that, we're gonna close out the show, man.
John,
because let me tell you something. There's anything that you can learn from this show tonight, man. It's that we need to realize who the hell our enemies are. You understand? We need to realize who our allies are. We need to organize under proper leadership, which is the U.P.K, man.
That's right.
And we need to separate from these bastards. Read what you got.
Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven say, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin.
Let me tell you something. It's a sin to love white people, man. That's right. You know what else it's a sin for? It's a sin to stand for the national anthem. That's right. It's a sin to pledge allegiance for the flag, man. It's a sin to give your allegiance to Donald Trump. It's a sin to give your allegiance to anybody outside the Most High in Christ, man. You understand? Straight up and down. Come out of her, my people. Leave this place. Leave this place like Ezra left this place. Like Matthias left this place. Like Moses left this place. Read on.
And that ye receive not of her plagues. Otherwise,
you're going to receive her plagues, man. You understand? There's something else that I wanted to get to. Listen, man, they had this thing where these little high school girls, man, you understand, dressing like whores, like filthy whores. Who the hell's leading them? Who's guiding them, man? That's how and then you want to wonder how a little black girl got locked in a freezer. Because this is what the hell y'all did. This is what the hell y'all produced. Y'all produced little whores with over liberty instead of restraining them. And that over liberty is leading to their goddamn destruction. Come out of her, man. Otherwise, you're going to deal with these plagues. Otherwise, you're going to get hit with these hurricanes. You want to, yeah, Puerto Rico is our people. Puerto Rico is worshiping Mary, white Jesus, Caesar Borgia, eating all the swine on the goddamn planet. That's why you don't have power right now, man. I'm not saying it because I delight in it. I'm saying it because it's the goddamn truth. I'm saying it because if you didn't want it to happen, you should turn back to the Lord. You should hearken on to the voice of the prophets, man. You should listen to this word that's being brought out right now and change your life, or be partakers of these plagues. Or don't be upset when the destruction comes, man. Read on.
Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven.
Her sins have reached on to heaven, man. And that's what Ezra said in that book, man. He says these sins of Israel have stacked up to the Most High, man. And the sins of this place, the Lord sees it. The Lord sees it, and he's waiting to move. He's waiting to strike his hand. He's going to send more storms. He's going to send more earthquakes. He's going to make thermonuclear warfare happen on the earth, man. He's going to destroy these bastards for us. You don't got to lift a finger. You know what you got to do? You know what you got to do with your fingers? Put the blunt down. You understand? You know what you do with your hands? Stop selling crack. You know what you do with your hands? Stop pulling the triggers to kill your brother, man. That's what you do with your hands, man. You put them towards something good, man. Read on.
Come. And the Most High hath remembered her iniquities.
Lord remembers her iniquities. The Lord ain't got a the Lord got a memory past 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And that's why we need to send up these prayers to him. We got a powerful gift. We are the only nation on the earth that the Lord will hear our prayers, man. We are the only nation on the earth that he will hear us and deliver us from this, man. And I'm not telling you that we sit around. I'm not talking about that false hope that you get in the Christian church.
Right.
You understand? Because that's what slaves do. Slaves want to wait around. You understand? Like these fake Israelites that sit there and think that you're going to just magically know your own language one day.
Right.
As if you magically learn these scriptures. It comes with studying.
Right.
It comes with taking it. Slaves want everything handed to them. You understand that? Free men go and take it, man. Right. And that's what the hell we got to do. Please.
If I could add to it, what we've been seeing today also was how it says in the scriptures, what we've been seeing today coincides with what the scriptures say, which is what? There shall be a noisome and grievous sword that fall upon them that have the mark of the beast. What does that mean in plain English? Coons are beginning to be seen as coons. Coons are beginning to be spoken up against when before it was the men that weren't coons, it was us. We were the evil ones. We were those crazy Negroes on the street corners. Well, now Ray Lewis is beginning to be looked at as the evil one. Ray Lewis is beginning to be looked at as a sellout. Why? Because he has that mark of the beast. He gets on both knees. He bears his members. He moves his members for the so-called white man. He takes that. He has that trademark. Stevie Wonder has that trademark. He still bows his members for the salvation or for the upbringing or the upkeep of this world, and he should have no part in it. That's what the mark of the beast is. It's not a damn chip. What are we all waiting for a damn chip in our hand? It's a damn shame. What are people not coming into school for? It's not over a chip. People are still in America because of the doctrine of Christianity, because of the riches and the wealth of America. That's all.
You understand that? And that riches and wealth of America, that mark of the beast is that damn Jones Act on Puerto Rico.
Right.
It was that embargo act on Cuba, man. You understand? What was all the oppression that they put out, all these philosophies that they put out, all the oppression if you don't follow the philosophies that they put out, man. You understand that? Leave this place alone. Come out of for my people. Step the hell away from it so that the Lord can step in and destroy it, man.
Right.
And with that, listen, pay your tithes. Make it out to these cookouts. You understand? The water for joining us tonight. Let everybody know. Share this channel. Help with the promotion, y'all. You understand that? Send your send your donations in. You understand that? And Lord willing, we'll see y'all same time next week. Shalom, Israel.
If I could too, this Friday sundown, Saturday sundown is the Day of Atonement.
Right.
No eating or drinking. Afflicting yourself is not putting a goddamn thumbtack in your shoe with your yarmulke on.
Right.
Afflicting yourself is not getting butt naked and standing in a corner for an entire day.
Right.
Afflicting yourself is not watching TV. Afflicting yourself is not eating, not drinking. That's it. I believe that's Isaiah 40th chapter, the 5th verse. And you would not eat, not drink Friday sundown, Saturday sundown. That's the Day of Atonement. That's what it is.
Shalom.
Shalom.